This is the redirect video for ReZero, episode 9, 10, and 11. Links in description below to go watch my reaction and then come back here with some full thoughts, ideas, and theories about these episodes, and so on and so forth. There was a big mix up with these episodes, and you'll see that in my reaction when it comes to it. I should be doing an edit to help explain things and everything in the actual reaction. Anyways, we got through it. All is well. Kinda. Whatever. Yeah, all is well. All is well. All is well indeed. Okay. Anyways, click away now or be spoiled as to what happened in these episodes. Okay. So, as you already know from the reaction and everything and the little thing I edited in, we did mix up the episodes. Or I didn't. I thought I had it all good to go. I named the files properly, but then the playlist decided to play 11 first before 10, so I watched it 9, 11, 10 instead of 9, 10, 11. So 10 was, we watched 10 last instead of 10 in the middle. I mean, I'm trying to describe even more so for those of you, just, I don't know. So I'm quite annoyed at not only myself for missing that, because I usually look at the playlist beforehand, make sure it's all proper, but I'm going to be looking at it constantly from now on for all my reactions, because I don't want something like this to happen again. So I'm mad at myself, I'm mad at the actual program for doing it, all this stuff, so I'm just a bit annoyed. Anyways, to the actual episode. It was cool. We had a finale. We had like a finale bit to this like looping arc, right? So I look at this as the second arc of the show, right? Because like the first arc was about his first couple times through the actual the resets and everything, and then like him in town and fighting. What was her name? What was her name? Oh my god. I don't think I ever wrote down her name. Shoot. What's her name? I'm going to message my dudes real quick. What is that evil lady that got away? Near the start of the anime, the one who killed everyone. Yeah. What's her name? Because I was just talking to everybody in this chat, so hopefully this will tell me her name. Anyways, her having the reset, everything like that for like the first couple episodes, that was like an entire arc, right? Just like getting those resets out of the way, like figuring out the reset, figuring out the problem, trying to figure it out, and then fixing it. Elsa, there we go. Thank you, Todd. So I'm writing that down, Elsa. Okay. Writing that down. Elsa. Evil girl. Here we go. Okay, yeah. So we had that for like the first arc, right? And then this is like the second arc, because this is the second time his cycle has started up again. So it's not like it's like the manor, or whatever, the mansion arc, whatever. So it's all about Ram and the Did I even write down his name? I'll figure that out later. Anyways, the master of the manor, as well as Amelia and all of them and Puck and everything in this manor, right? That's the second arc. So it's pretty cool to see like the second arc ending fully, because we had like a lot of episodes in this manor and everything. So we had like 4 through 8, and then 9 through 11. So we had basically 4 through 11 as like the second arc kind of thing, because there's a lot of times, a lot of resets, because everything started going haywire. Rem killed him. The curse killed him quite a few times. Just like a lot happened, and it just kind of bounced back and forth, like who could be the real killer, who is the killer, all that kind of stuff. So it was definitely like a longer period of time of trying to figure out what the heck's happening because um, it was so innocent, right? This little dog is just like a super freaking innocent. And he just bites his hand, and that's what causes all of this to happen. Literally, the first day he was bit by this dog, and we had episode 4 through episode 11 of just absolute turmoil, like ripping through Natsuki's like psyche. Like he literally broke down. He literally broke down crying at the in the lap of Amelia because he had so much on his mind trying to fix things to how they were at the beginning. Because the first time through, he had a great time, right? He had a great time going through, learning about being a butler, learning about all these new people and everything. Had a grand time. Then everything started going off the rails because he was trying to figure out who was killing him, what was killing him, try to narrow it down, right? And that was most of the episodes, just trying to figure out what was happening, narrowing it down, figuring out what was happening, who was doing what, trying to fix people, try to fix like relationships because like it was like effing up everything because like he was trying to get to the point where he was the first time through. Um, anyways, it was a good arc. I did enjoy this like mansion arc kind of thing. Rim and Ram are adorable, as always. They're adorable. We did learn a lot about them as well. We learned about their trait or whatever. Because it's like I said in the reaction, it seems like in this world, everybody has like a animal trait, sort of thing. Either you're a full blown like full fur kind of like uh, animal trait humanoid kind of thing, like dogs or whatever. Um, we've seen like they have a name for it. I remember the first couple episodes there he walked into a bar and it was something like your kind's not around or not allowed in here kind of thing because it's like he's a human, he's not like one of them. There's a name for them but I can't remember what it is. Anyways, so we figured out what Brim and Ram's traits were. They're both demons, but they're one horn demons. Initially they're supposed to be born with two horns and all that kind of stuff. We saw like the old man of the village who had the two horns, his huge horns and everything, attempted to kill the twins because the twins had only one horn at the center, split individually. So in a way, it was like taking one demon, splitting it, and putting the powers into two twins. So one horn each kind of thing. And Ram, Jesus Christ, my hand. Ram, she was the strongest of the two. She was like just a natural with it. Her power was extraordinary. Rem, on the other hand, Jesus Christ, I should just go this way. Rem, on the other hand, was not like great at it. I mean, she could do it, but she wasn't as like flawless with like all the powers as she was. And she took that to heart. She like grew up with that. Like she was always in the shadow of her sister. So she had this kind of belief that she was the weakest one and all that kind of stuff. So she decided to start doing housework and everything so that she could prove herself and all that stuff, which was awesome. We saw her trying to go through the forest and everything, Ram coming to save her because, lightning storms and everything. Then we had I'm assuming cult, like, assassination or something like that. Like, there was some kind of cult that was coming through. I'm pretty certain that the cult was there culling the village because I'm sure they knew this whole village was all demons, basically. So I'm assuming the people in the hoods or whatever, they were coming through killing all the demons to kill them, basically, to wipe them off the face of the earth kind of thing. But Ram wasn't having it. She was going out there going ham on killing every single cultist that was trying to attack her. Seeing how it's only Rim and Ram right now, I'm guessing the cultists did succeed in destroying the village. And the only two surviving members of the village were Rem and Ram, who would then later on move on to the manor where they are now. Rem, knowing a ton about cooking and everything, fit in very well with Rem Manor, so on and so forth. But during the actual assault with the cultists, one cultist did knock off Ram's horn, which made her. I wouldn't say powerless because she does have some power, but it's not as grandiose as it once was because she was like flawless with her powers. To our knowledge, anyways. We only saw her do a couple kind of spell things. But anyways, so basically, she got her horn knocked off. So her power is like, in terms of her power level, right? With the horn and everything, she was at 100%. Now she's probably like 10, 20%. Oops, sorry for that, Mike. 10, 20% kind of area of her power right now. I would think more so leaning towards the 10% or lower, right? Because it's like we don't know how much powerful she would have been if she had her horn still. We can kind of glimpse at what her power would have been through Rem, because Rem had or still has her horn, but when she uses it, she goes into like this bloodlust state where she just wants to kill, and there's like there is a way to like get him out of that state, but you just have to hit him hard or knock him out, kind of like not knock him out, but like a hard enough hit to the head or to the psyche, kind of thing, like a sacrifice, for instance, like when Natsuki jumped in front of the wolves and everything pushed her out of the way. She was like a little nudge out of the way, but also him getting like hit by a bunch of wolves like to the side and everything. That was a good like knockout kind of like moment kind of thing, and then brought her to the real world kind of thing. So something like that will bring him back. But Rem, for a while in episode 10, was in that state. She was absolutely bloodlust. Like she was even going after Natsuki and Ram. So yeah, it's pretty ridiculous, like how freaking powerful she is in that state. She was getting knocked around, but she was fighting through it like a champ. Like she got hit like left and right. I mean, she was like bleeding profusely before the whole demon form and all that kind of stuff, but she just kept fighting. She just literally could not stop fighting. If she would have been left there alone, obviously I would have gathered she would have been hurt severely, but I would gather that she would probably succeed in getting close. I would say maybe I'm not entirely sure 100% if she could have been powerful enough to defeat the dog, the puppy, but the leader, the little puppy, a dog little thing, but she would definitely get close, if not wound that thing severely, if she was by herself, kind of thing. But luckily, with her sister and Natsuki helping her out on episode 11, and the master of the manor and everything coming in at the very last second, kind of thing, to help out, was able to defeat the puppers. So everyone's fine. Everyone's alive. The only thing that they said that was off was the little girl with the braids. I guess she's like missing right now. I think that's what they were saying. They were saying like one person was missing, and it was the girl with the braids. I feel like that's what they said. I don't think that they never went into any more detail beyond that. Like they just mentioned like kind of offhandedly, but this girl's missing, or whatever. Like I feel like it was just this girl missing or whatever. But anyways, very cut and clean ending kind of thing. Like the day's continuing, right? Like just like he falls asleep and wakes up with like the same ceiling, and he thought, or I'm assuming he thought like I died, just like in a reset again. But then Rem is sitting there holding his hand, and by his side and everything. So that was pretty cool. This show's awesome. I freaking love this show so freaking much. It's so fun to watch this show. So yeah, I mean, we're done with the cycle. We're done with the second cycle and everything. One thing that was really freaking cool um, was during episode 10. We saw it quite a bit. We never got to see it in episode 11. But episode 10, he attempted to tell Ram about his power twice. Uh, three times? Once, twice, two or three times. I'm leaning towards two, but I think there might be a third time in there. Anyways, um, he was it two? I think it was just two. Anyways, so regardless, twice him coming out and saying that he's like time traveling basically, um, and the freaking hand keeps stopping him, from doing it, and doing so causes the witch is sent to manifest in his body, which has the witch fiends running after him, has Rem chasing after him, has I mean just like all the birds in the entire forest like flipping out, just like literally everything flipped out in the forest because he did that. He was telling Ram about himself, and then that happened. Um, so if he I'm wondering if there's a way to get around this like uh, hindrance, right? Like it's a hindrance on him, so he can't tell anybody about this power that he has. Um, but I'm wondering if there's a way around it, like talking with Betty, right? Um, talking to her in a way that she can decipher what he's talking about, because like there are many times where he says I've done this four times already, that kind of thing. Like he said that in like before, and the hand has not stopped him from saying stuff like that. So what he's doing is he's flat out saying I'm time traveling, or I have done this multiple times because of this reason, kind of thing. And the hand keeps stopping him before he can say it fully. So I feel like if he darts around it saying like uh, I'm not even sure if this saying like this day's repeating like is bad, or stuff like that. I feel like he can. I wonder if he can get around it by saying stuff like that, or giving small hints to Betty, um, over the course of many times, over and over and over and over again, and then have her decipher it. Like she's like, oh yeah, he did say that and that and that and that and that, and if you add them all up, he's doing time travel. Like I'm assuming she can decipher it in her head because she's like a pretty big brainiac. Uh, Spells and just like pure knowledge and all that kind of stuff. I'm assuming she can decipher anything that he says. So I'm wondering if something like that might happen where he's like trying to figure out how to say it properly, um, or says it over and over again different ways, but it always stops on because it always stops on one word, right? It always stops at like he's like one word. I can't remember. I think it was like repeating or uh, resetting, or there was a couple words that it always cut off, like right as he was saying it, he cut him off, like right there. So I wonder if he can say something, it gets cut off, then say it a different way and have it cut off, and then say it another different way, and then like have her decipher like how each one of those could have ended, and then like realize he's time traveling, or whatever. Um, so who knows? I mean, this is all just like a theory in my head right now, but it would be interesting. So I have no idea what's gonna happen next because like for the past like how many episodes? Yeah, 4 through 11. We've been in this cycle. We've done this cycle about 5 or 6 times now. I think five. I remember counting it last week. I forgot the count now. But it was about like 5 or 6. I think this was the fifth. Because I remember correctly, the fourth was him. When him hiding, and then that's when Rem died in the bed. I think that was the fourth time, and the fifth time was this time. Um, yeah, something like that. I can't remember. Anyways, it's a great show. I am having a ton of freaking fun with it. So tune in next week for 2 episodes. Just 2 episodes. Yeah, it's gonna be super freaking cool to see what happens next. I do think the next like batch of episodes are going to be like another cycle to go through. Maybe we'll get a couple episodes of him just like hanging out with Amelia and everything. Um, hiccups. Going through like the date and everything that he's always been trying to get her to do. Um, but yeah. All right. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys next week for 2 more episodes. And once again, just a reminder too, if you're seeing this on YouTube of public release, the next batch of episodes 12 and 13 are already up on Patreon. So have a look on, have a gander at Patreon if you want to support the channel and everything. It's a huge help. Thank you so much for watching and everything. And I will see you guys back here with some more ReZero greatness. Take care, everybody.